All right, we have a requested topic here from the Patreon page, and the topic is about dogs and the spirit of dogs. And essentially, the question is, can dogs reincarnate? So let's just take a peek and see what we have. All right, Six of Cups and Eight of Wands. All right, let's look on either side of this Eight of Wands. Although if this was just a yes or no question, I would take that Eight of Wands as a yes. And here it's literally talking about the right moment. You know, like all of these wands have grown over a certain period of time, and here is the time when all of that energy gets harvested. There's another thing here in the message coming from the crow. It would also kind of show them as being messengers, as well as like they could reincarnate at the right time after a certain amount of energy had been built up. All right, let's just see what's on either side here. One more wanted to come out with this. Look at that. All right. The first thing that I want to point out here is that we have a 6, 6, and a 6. So, oh no, I knocked one of Frank's eyes out. Sorry, dude. I'm going to put Frank's eye back in. Here's Frank, just in case anyone was wondering what the hell I was talking about. Frank helps me with the readings. Okay, so Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is memory. And this is either warm, fuzzy memories or fucking terrible memories, right? So that's at the root card. And I'm assuming that this would show that, I mean, number one, this seems to be saying that yes, dogs can reincarnate. But when we're looking at the Six of Cups, there's all kinds of feelings here. So, I mean, the question is, would you be seen as a devil, or would you be seen as, you know, the shining one over here? So I'm assuming that they could also avoid a fucking terrible situation if they wanted to, or maybe they would be sentenced to a terrible situation. We'll look further into how that shit works in a second, but first, so leading up to this harvesting of energy, the Six of Pentacles is showing, what it's showing is giving something to a ghost. Now, this might actually be some sort of offering that you give to the spirit of the dog, right? So when your beloved dog dies, maybe there's something that can be given to the spirit that allows it to have enough energy to be harvested here. There is a messenger aspect that's in there as well that shows with the crow and the message. So they could literally be messengers. And as this moves forward, then we have the harvesting, and the Ten of Cups is the happy reunited family. So this looks like the answer is yes, but there might be a way to facilitate it by sort of giving some sort of offering to the spirit of the dog. Now, the other card that wanted to come out, the other six that wanted to come out with this Ten of Cups, which is the happy reunited family, is the Six of Swords. And here we have the soldier getting away from the burning city and going someplace better. Now, this would, to me, say something about whatever it is that the spirit goes through. It's not attached to you. It has its own path. It may choose to go back to you, but it has its own path, and essentially, it has its own war to fight. So here, it looks like it wouldn't be able to get out of some sort of disruptive place, some sort of burning place, until it was able to sort of let go of something, which would be completely on the spirit of the dog, right? It's like if there's something that the dog was really fucking mad about, and it wouldn't be able to move forward until it was able to let go of that. That's fascinating. I mean, to my understanding, that's really not any different than the way it works for people. And this could represent some form of what we would call hell. And hell works the same way. Like you're stuck in that spot until you figure out the puzzle or until you let the thing go that is holding you there, right? Now, it looks like we can sort of facilitate this by offering gifts, offering something. I'm actually going to pull another card on that because I kind of want to see what it is that we're looking at here. So, what is the thing that we offer to the spirit? That's prayer. I mean, there's a few things that this could be talking about, but the shortest answer of this is probably prayer. Now, the Hierophant is the tradition, the structure. It's talking about like church and that sort of energy. But as I'm looking at it, just the hands together is the thing that I'm seeing. And I'm pretty sure that's about prayer or like any sort of ritual or energy or whatever, right? It looks like that would actually help. Um, and as that energy gets great enough, then they're able to harvest that energy and return. And then it's the happy reunited family. Now, I guess this makes enough sense to me. So I'm going to collect these and see if the same is true about cats, right? So we've got the dog spirits there. What about the cat spirits? The Queen of Wands. So the fact that we're seeing a court card means that the cat spirits are probably evolved enough to be going through the same shit. And the Queen of Wands, it's funny because it is very cat-like. The Queen of Wands, like, sort of demands appreciation. She kind of assumes that she's going to be worshipped to some degree, much like a cat. So let's just see what else we got here. So that's followed with an Empress and a Two of Wands. Now, just looking at all of these, one thing is that this cat energy seems to have a specifically feminine aspect to it. I suppose that also makes sense. So we are seeing evolved spirits as well. The Empress is the goddess. Now, here there's something maybe about literally the land itself that would do something about it, because we're looking at the Empress, which is like the seed, like the fertile womb, like it's growing whatever is sent to it, you know. And we've got the plant that's growing up here, this little rose, and the Two of Wands. I mean, here he's also shown, I mean, he's actually harvesting. Um, just like in the other one, there was a harvesting. So there's a harvesting here too. Now, I guess looking at this, if you are trying to call the spirit of a cat to you, then rather than prayer, or maybe as well as prayer, then it would be something about literally planting something in in the land itself. Like maybe you plant a certain flower or some fucking catnip, right? Like plant some catnip in your yard with sort of a blessing to bring this spirit back to you or whatever. But it looks like, yes, these spirits are evolved enough to be going through reincarnation, and there's a specifically feminine aspect to this whole process. All right. Now, let's see. I just want to look at the relationship between the spirits of the animals and the spirits of the humans. And I'm just going to start with one card to represent that link, because the question is sort of, are they fucking bound to us, right? Is there some sort of servitude there, which would be maybe less than fortunate. So, Page of Swords and Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is fulfillment. And the Page of Swords is like sort of the ability to see very specifically something that you're looking for. But this would basically show seeking fulfillment, which is good news because this isn't some sort of fucking servitude, right? Spiritual servitude where they have to come back to serve us. This is seeking fulfillment. So when the spirit of the animal and the spirit of the human are seeking fulfillment, that's the thing that would bring them together. Now, what I do want to look at, can the spirits go back and forth? I mean, once you're a human spirit, could you reincarnate as a dog? And once you're a dog, could you reincarnate as a human? And here we get this Six of Pentacles once again. Interesting. Well, okay. So this does show some sort of power dynamic. So there's one that is up on top, and there's one that is down on the bottom. One that is very material, and one that is very not material, I guess. I'm going to pull one more on this. Wow. Okay. So the two, and I guess now that I look on the bottom of the deck, was this Two of Pentacles. So this would show a rotation. This would maybe show it's more about what the spirit is like. A very material spirit is probably going to show up as a person because the animals tend not to be material spirits, right? Or at least like the way that we understand things and stuff and like collecting things and building things or whatever. So it might be more about how material the spirit is. And over here, when we look at this Two of Swords, this is showing two things that are locked, but these two things are actually the same, which would mean that the animal spirits are actually not different than our spirits. It's like two heads of the same creature, which is really good for me. I mean, I think that it's good because that means that there is no fundamental disconnection between our spirits and the spirits of the animals. It would be like different fingers of the same hand or something like that, you know? And I don't know, I find that comforting. So I guess I'm trying to think of what else I could look at here. And I currently can't think of anything. So if you have any ideas of what other angles you want to see this from, or if you have any requests for readings, you can request a reading from me if you are a Patreon member. So please check out the Patreon page. And I should also mention this again. If you want to hear something that I think is hilarious, when you listen to the readings, listen to them at 1.75 speed, and I end up sounding like Ben Shapiro. I think it's fucking hilarious. But anyway, that's what we get for now. Peace.